So this is Milwaukee's M12 ATB Borescope. Now, a couple of years ago, when James and myself went to Lisbon for one of Milwaukee's conferences, it was released. And at the time we thought, you know what, this is a pretty cool tool. So today we finally got our hands on one and we're going to show you what it's all about. But I will let you into a little bit of a secret, because when I was on the tools about 6 or 7 years ago, I actually bought myself a cheap and cheerful Borescope. But the big question is it as good as Milwaukee, and what do you get for your money if you spend a little bit more? In this video we are going to check out things like the features, the quality of the camera and the imagery, how quickly it is to set up, and all those other key things you might want to know about this tool. So let's get out of the box and see what we've got. Right, so the first thing, obviously we've got a nice HD case, which is keeping everything nice and solid, nice and secure and nice and safe. Now the M12 tools, love M12. They run on the more compact battery that Milwaukee supply, and it just means that it's so much more easy to use. Now the cable on it, or the lead, is 0.9 meters in length. You see you've got your camera on the end, so when you're going to look inside of places where you can't see physically, it's nice and thin so you can get in and around. The screen on it as well, it's got a 270 degree tilting angle, which I'm sure there's a benefit between using it on different surfaces, so you can lie it down as well, so you could hook it in places, you know, like that. Just lovely. And that's a coloured screen as well. Inside the box we have also got an SD card, which comes with a micro SD that you can put into there to put into your computer. Now the micro SD itself is already in this tool, so under this side casing here, if you just press a button, the micro SD will come out, and there you go. And that means you can basically record imagery and photos on this machine. So the SD card that is supplied is 32 gigabyte. The tool itself is IP67 rated, so it means dust and water resistant, and the screen is 4.3 inches wide. On-off button here with a brightness level for the camera. You can record on this one, so you can record videos, you can take photos on this button, you can go into your mode and select your photos and videos on this one. You've got a magnifying button just there, which obviously goes to 4x zoom, and then you have got front or side camera, so you can switch between the two on this button just here. Now, I will be honest with you, I was concerned about buying a Borescope because of the delicate camera on the end and not being able to get spare parts. Well, with the Milwaukee one, you don't need to worry about it, because the camera and the lead can be replaced. So all you do is you undo your little clasp up the top there, your little screw thread. That lead can then be taken off. So it means this part is actually a spare accessory for the Borescope. So if you wreck your camera or wreck your lead, because obviously there is loads of different angles you can get this thing into, this thing can be replaced. Right, so I'll talk to you more about the features of this tool as we are using it, but I think it's time to get my cheap and cheerful one in and see what the difference is. So this I bought from Lidl's 6 or 7 years ago, and as you can see, it is very basic. There's no getting away from it. And the cable and the lead are quite substantial. It does bend, but it's not as good as this one here. If I grab all of the little accessories for it, so we've got a little foam clamp and a clasp to put that on. The only downside to this as well is it runs on AA batteries. Camera wise, the unbranded one on my right hand side is 8mm. The Milwaukee is 5mm. Now it doesn't sound a lot, but trying to get it into tight places, it can make a huge difference. Now the other thing I love about the Milwaukee is just look at how flexible this lead is. You can literally put it round and round and round and twist it all the way up. It is just, well, just super flexible. Now come to the Lidl Special, that camera is the same thickness as the lead itself. It's a lot stiffer, so if you are buying this for sort of plumbing or electrical work, you know, going down through conduit or pipe, you're not going to get that in the same place that you will the Milwaukee. The next thing to mention is how quickly it is to set up. Now with the Milwaukee, it is as simple as sliding your M12 battery on and turning the button on the front. Nice Milwaukee sign that comes up on the screen, and then it's ready to be used. It's as simple as that. Now, if we look at this one, we're using AA batteries. So back comes off like so. We then will just slip our batteries in, put them in the right way to start off with. And this tool doesn't have a screen on it, as you can see, so we would have to mount our phone up. So we've got to put that on there. Then we obviously slide that into place somehow, like that. So then your phone is then mounted in. This one, then you'd have to link up via wireless to your phone. You've got to download the app, so you've got to have the app on your phone anyway. So you've got to then have your phone in there, which is okay, but it is a really, really slow setup. Sometimes I ask myself, is it really worth it? And most of the time, I kind of think, no, it's not. Because of the faff of setting it up. The batteries, are they going to be charged? Whereas I know with the Milwaukee, it's just grab and go. So I think we ought to go and try it. Right, let's get in the workshop and see Michael. I'm sure he's got something I can put my endoscope in. Michael,
yeah.
Can we have a little play with these this new Milwaukee endoscope?
Right.
You got somewhere where we can put it?
I know where you can put it. Yeah.
You know where you can put this one. Right, what have we got here then? We've got a Kubota digger, haven't we?
Yep. Oh.
Is there anything in there you need to look at? This is IP67 rated though, so it's water and dust resistant. So
right.
Let's have a little look, shall we? So I'm going to go in down through
here. Up the light?
Yeah. So if you go down there, you got 4 brightness levels. So that was on 0. Now you're on 25%.
25 top left.
50, 75, 100%.
Yeah, leave them on 100.
Yeah. God, it's going way down, mind that.
Yeah.
It's going into the abyss, isn't it?
Bit where you get angry and behind a gear and you can't get them to come out.
Oh, I don't know. With the size of E, I think you get out. All right.
Never drive in where you can't drive out.
But yeah, it's well, the quality of the imagery is pretty good, to be honest, I would say. Let's get the cheap and cheerful one and see what that comes up like. Right, so setup-wise on this one, got to clamp my phone up. We then got to go into the app, like that. We've obviously got to make sure it's connected via Wi-Fi, turn it on. Now the big thing you'll find with this, obviously if you're working over anywhere that's, oily or, with the Milwaukee, you're not going to drop it in, are you, the screen? Whereas with a phone like this, if it was to come off and go into the abyss, you're never going to get it. So we'll turn up the brightness right to the top. So there's 8 brightness levels on this one. So we'll go right up to 8. In we go. We didn't get
got a big blob of oil on it.
But it hardly got halfway down the size, because of the different size in the camera, it hardly got down as far as the Milwaukee one did. Yeah, I can't see nothing. No, can't see nothing. You get down a couple of inches, there you are. Yeah, couple of inches. And that is that. So let's try it on something else, shall we? Now, I've always had a love of small engines, especially 2-stroke. So once I was repairing them years ago, I used to use my cheap and cheerful one to look into the piston sometimes when I couldn't get the exhaust off, so I could see what the cylinder was like. So let's take the spark plug out of here, out of this old Solo chainsaw, and see what we can see. Now, every time I use this one, it disconnects, or when you turn it off, it disconnects. So you'll go back in settings, turn your Wi-Fi back on, so you can then go into it. Hopefully, then it works. Right, let's see what this does and see what we can see. Oh, no connection. What's going on there? Try again. Turn the brightness level on. So this old saw is from the 1960s. Let's turn the brightness right up to 8. So it might well be scored in here. Now, with the thickness of that cable, it is quite hard to bend it to see everything. You just see a little bit of a pickup on the cylinder there, around the outside, which is understandable for a saw of this age. But it's very hard to bend it to get it to where you want to see. So let's try the Milwaukee. So just turn it straight on, put it in through the spark plug hole. You see the clarity already is completely different. Let's see what brightness level we're on a second. So crank it up to 100% again. Now with this one as well, you have got that side camera. So if we press this button at the top, that then turns it to a side camera. So you can actually see that's the spark plug thread hole, or the hole with the threads. If we go down inside, look at that. You're actually seeing the side of the cylinder there. And if you want to flip it back, Press that button, there you go, and you see the top of the piston. Definitely better clarity. Even having it off the side camera, the way you can bend that lead to see so much more. So that's small engines and automotive, but these things are designed for so much more than just that. So you could be a carpenter, you could go behind stud walling, or think about plumbing. Plumbing, let's go and try some pipe work. Situation, you've turned up at Bridget's house and she has a clog in her U-bend. So you get your endoscope out, and the cheap and cheerful one doesn't go down the drain. So hopefully the Milwaukee fares better because it's got a smaller end. Right, let's, oh look at that. Goes right down through. Probably going to be like 1,000 sins here, isn't there, down this pipe. Oh, Bridget, I can't see any blockage. There's got to be a bit more of a blockage down a little bit further, I think. But that is neat, very, very neat. Right, so I mentioned about carpentry uses, and I think we found a little place where we can dangle our end. So say you wanted, or you had some stud walling and you wanted to check that, or plasterboard or anything like that, and you want to check there's no electrical wiring or plumbing in behind that you potentially would hit if you screw anything into, well, this we can get in around a really tight bend. So if we go in through there we go, look, we can see right down through and keep pushing all the way down through. But not only that, think of it as if you want to look for anything that potentially, you know, might be stuck down there. So you might have rodents, any sort of pests or anything like that. Right, so there's a couple of other features as well. Obviously we've got that videography and we've got that camera mode. So if we just go on the Milwaukee pack out like so and press this button, it then takes a picture, which then you can view if you go back in there. Nice. Not only that, that camera is 720p and it has got a heat sensor on it. So if you put it in any areas where you could damage the camera or the sensor, it will basically alert you and tell you, but also it will switch the machine off. And not only that, you have got that 4x zoom on the camera. So if you are that little bit further away from your object, you've got 4 different settings. So there we go, that is Milwaukee's M12 ATB borescope. Now I think from the test today we can certainly see there is a huge quality of difference, not just in the camera but also construction and setup, and where you can actually get that camera to in those small tiny places. Now don't get me wrong, the budget option has its place for those one-off jobs, but if you want a tool that is reliable, then the Milwaukee is definitely up there. So in the comments below, let me know what you think of Milwaukee tools, especially this M12 borescope. I'm Josh and you've been watching Machinery Nation. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Where would you put your endoscope?